Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a late night episode of From Above the Rafters podcast with your boy Curtis, aka Space Mountain, and my favorite co-host, Greedy. So let's go ahead and get into this episode of From the Rafters podcast. Greedy, what do we got going on tonight?
Can I at least say hi to the people first? You're just completely you're just fucking taking over, aren't you? God. How are we doing out there, people? This is your boy Greed, a.k.a. Kevin. You guys already know me. Let's get into it.
That's my guy.
Sir, as you were taking over.
So, it was an epic Raw. We had a great WrestleMania night. I mean, it was 4 hours of gold. I can't complain about one single match, to tell you the truth. And we're having a little bit of a Raw episode that goes down. We had a whole lot of things going on tonight. We had debuts. We didn't have any title changes, but we saw some rampaging going on, didn't we, Greedy?
It was a rampage for the ages, I'll tell you that one, man. It was pretty badass to see. I think a lot of the fans that were live were really digging it. It was very, very hot for the night.
Hey, before we do anything, can we give a swift shout out to Michelle Beadle and why?
Son,
Tell them why.
You are not gonna shut me up for the rest of the week or the rest of the month or even the rest of the year. We are normal guys. We are your everyday guys here, guys.
Nothing special about us.
Nothing special about
Not
us.
Yet.
We go to work. We come home. We do what we love to do on this podcast. We talk what we like to talk. We are we're pretty big wrestling fans. I won't say we're the biggest because I know there's guys out there that know a lot more about the business than we know. But that being said, we geek out any opportunity we can whenever we tweet, whenever we talk we post messages. I geeked out so bad that Michelle Beadle had favorited a tweet that I replied to her. Now it seems small, but guys, trust us. We geek out as bad as you guys do. We are everyday working folk. We are everyday, as Stone Cold likes to say, this is for the working man.
For the working man.
We are the working man. So I think it was amazing to be able to see that. I had Mick Foley do it favorite one time, and I geeked out for a month. This is just as good. It's amazing. But yeah, that's I'm gonna try to contain myself and not bring it up too much. But that's what I got there.
I know normally for like the last 2 months we talk about WrestleMania and finally getting WrestleMania being here, and then we have a WrestleMania hangover. But I mean, God, after Raw last night, the hangover is going on.
It's one of those that you hate for it to be all over, and it's sad to see that WrestleMania week and WrestleMania and post WrestleMania Raw, it's all over now, and it's the biggest hangover in the world. But you know what? After watching last night, I can only hope and I can only pray that moving forward, these shows are going to get so much better, and each week we'll see a show just as good as the one before. I can only hope.
So let's go ahead and get into the show and break down our Raw recap.
In our Raw recap, we're going to go ahead and start off with, just as running down as what everything happened with Paul Heyman and the Beast Incarnate.
The Beast Incarnate.
Just pissed off. I swear to God, it looked like the man didn't even sleep. The man was still in his ring gear. The man was still cut up from the night before.
He sleeps in those suits.
It seems like that's his sleeping attire, because the man came out of the back and he was just ready to go. He was in the mood to fight. He didn't care who was in his way. He was ready to get that title back. I think Paul Heyman, with the greatest line ever, Brock Lesnar is a PG ass kicker, is a non-PG ass kicker in a PG era.
It was epic.
And it's funny that he said that during the opening, and we'll get to it, and we'll go ahead and just knock it out right now. I think Paul Heyman's promos are probably the best we can ever hear, we can ever witness. I can only hope to see it live one day. And I remember we went to Raw before Mania last year, which was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like whenever Paul speaks, you need to listen. If you don't, you're going to miss out.
He came out and said Brock Lesnar did nothing but suplex Roman Reigns and slap him all across the canvas. And then the crowd yells out, Suplex City.
I was trying to get Suplex City bitch trending. Just because every time, as much as I could, I would send that tweet out. Suplex City bitch which was the best thing of all. I don't know if you guys have seen the video. It's just Brock just yelling that the entire time. Suplex City bitch.
Yeah, if you can read lips, it was pretty funny.
No, you can hear him say it. You can hear him say it live during WrestleMania, which is pretty cool.
And then Heyman, he goes on to talk he kind of put over Seth Rollins just a little bit. He said he came out there with his sneaky self and he curb stomped everybody in sight.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think Paul Heyman does that. Whether Paul Heyman's talking good about you or talking bad and mad at you, Paul Heyman's going to put you over if he believes in you. And I feel like Paul Heyman easily believes in Seth Rollins and how Seth Rollins could be the next Paul Heyman guy. Hopefully, it's one of those things where people have talked about it going into this WrestleMania that, hey, what if he turns on Brock Lesnar and pairs up with Seth Rollins? I don't think anybody here would be surprised at that in terms of the respect that Paul Heyman has for Seth Rollins.
Of course, Miss Stephanie McMahon brings her delicious self out, and the fans go nuts by booing every time she walks out there. But, she cuts a mean promo, so I can't be mad at her.
It's funny because as soon as she comes out, the crowd starts booing. And as soon as they start booing, I tweet out, you guys, you got to start a Ronda Rousey chant.
And all they hear is, Ronda Rousey.
Right as soon as I I tweet it out, as soon as that happens, boom, you get the Ronda Rousey chant going. It was amazing. It's great.
They heard you.
They heard it from us first, right? Which I was actually kind of surprised when Steph came out. I was assuming Steph would say, you know what? No, you're gonna wait till the next pay-per-view. So I was really, really surprised that she said, you know what? You'll get him later when he gets here.
It's true. She said that Seth Rollins had to fly all the way out to New York City today and cut a couple of promos on the Today Show or whatever it was. So
by the way, sorry. Did you get to see that?
I think I had seen a clip earlier on the network, on the app actually.
It was really good. I'll tell you this much: Rollins knows what he's doing as a champion in this place, and it's amazing.
I don't know if he caught his belt yet, but they still haven't put his what do they call those? The end buckles that they put on there, the little plates that they put on.
Yeah, the plates for the championship plates. Yeah.
I wonder what his are gonna look like.
I've seen them. It's the SR, but it looks so fucking badass.
Does it?
Oh, it does. I was very upset that they just have the regular WWE, the WWE ones on the championship title right now. I can't wait to see that SR on there.
So Steph said that she has no doubt that Rollins will be up for the challenge as he walks off the stage. And of course, Heyman brings out another epic spoiler with an awesome promo.
Definitely. And then, hits him with there will not be, the coming out of this night, Brock Lesnar will walk out as your reigning, defending heavyweight champion of the world. And I'll be real honest with you. Going into this, I was expecting it to happen.
I don't know if I can not believe anything he says.
Heyman has this ability to just speak truth. Whether, he knows, people say, oh, ahead of time what the plan is. I think he would have cut that promo even if he doesn't know how the rest of the night's going to go. And I guarantee you, as a Paul Heyman guy and as a Paul Heyman fan, you just have to kind of believe in Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is one of those people that you feel like will never steer you wrong. Just the way he cuts a promo. So
let's go on to the next match, Grady.
The first match of the night was Ziggler versus... I apologize,
you're right. The first match of the night.
The first match of the night was Ziggler versus Bryan.
Woo! Fans rejoice.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was wrestling. That in its purest essence, and what you saw at the beginning, in that first match at Raw, that is wrestling. That is why we have millions and millions and millions of people that tune in every week and watch every single pay-per-view and pay the $9.99 for the WWE Network. It's to see that kind of match that came out of Raw.
I wish we had our NXT crowd up here in Raw, all 75 of them shouting, "This is wrestling," because it really was.
Well, that's the thing, is that you did hear that "This is wrestling" chant. It was the greatest thing to see. I think it was happening during the where they were locked up trying to get the backslide on each other, and none of them was going down. And you just all of a sudden the crowd gets on its feet. You get a standing ovation going, and you get a "This is wrestling" chant. And this in this, like I said, this is wrestling in its truest form and its truest essence, which was absolutely amazing. I think it was by far match of the year, and mind you, we still have 9 months to go. And this is by far the best match we're ever gonna see this year, unless we get a rematch later on and we see part two, Ziggler versus Bryan.
Oh man, when Bryan put Ziggler in that surfboard, oh my god, I thought he was gonna tear his limbs off.
It looks very bad when you see it. I think the crowd was feeding into it as well. So every time that Ziggler even got close to getting put in that move, the crowd would anticipate and just wait for it to happen. I can't say it enough. The crowd at post Mania Raw is unbelievable. Shout out to everybody that was there in attendance. If by some random chance you are listening to us and you were there, you guys are amazing. You guys are probably the best crowds of the year. Now, granted, I think there's some great crowds out there at all times, but this is unbelievable.
That WrestleMania and this Raw crowd were awesome. They definitely made the shows great.
It was the best 2 days of wrestling you could have hoped for, with WrestleMania and with Raw. I think now with the match, great back and forth match. I thought it was probably the best match we're ever gonna see, but I don't know how to feel about the ending. Barrett comes because his ringside. Of course, he's gonna interfere at the end of it. There's no doubt about that. I'm a little upset to see the whole rundown with Sheamus coming back. Now we've been getting teased that Sheamus was returning, like I mentioned at the WrestleMania post show.
Good grief! I didn't know when that man was coming back. They've been showing vignettes of him since when? January?
It was at least it was after Royal Rumble, definitely. But I think it's one of those things where Sheamus comes back and he's coming in for the title. I think everybody knew it was going to happen, but I just feel like he's getting the heat, but he's not getting the heat. I don't know if that makes sense. Seth Rollins can get the heat very easily. Just seeing him gets heat. I think Sheamus got heat just because it was one of those we can't stand him, who cares about Sheamus kind of deal.
Because he kicked Daniel Bryan's face off.
It's not just that though. I mean, it's the whole idea that Sheamus. Well, don't get me wrong. I think Sheamus is underrated at times, and I feel like Sheamus has potential. I don't think they give him the right spots that he needs.
Yeah, but
and that whole
really...
that look that they're giving him right now. Come on, guys. What the hell is that?
They had to do something with him. He was looking like some sort of ginger, snappy Bart Simpson character. Now he looks like one of the guys from that show Vikings on A&E.
And it's funny you say that because there's actually a tweet that somebody mentioned about that I was watching while I was watching Raw last night. It was hysterical. I think there's a lot to say about. I mean, again, the hell of a match, and to kind of go off of that into. Who knows if we're gonna see Bryan versus Barrett for a rematch? Who knows if we're gonna see Ziggler versus Sheamus for a number one contendership? Hell, we don't even know if we're gonna see Bryan versus Sheamus right away for the title. It's hard to see where this is gonna go in the next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules in a couple weeks. But it's definitely, I think you started off the night hot, and I think the fact that you've put going into this tonight after the first match, all three titles are on the line. You've made a big jump in terms of what's to come in terms of the titles and bring legitimacy back in the titles. And we talked about a lot during the weekend that when are they going to push these titles? When are these titles going to become what they were back in the day? And I think tonight Monday Night Raw was the start of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. This thing could go any way, and I wouldn't be mad where it goes. My early prediction, Fatal 4-Way. Just saying.
It all signs at this point seems like it's gonna happen. With Sheamus coming back last night, it looks like we're gonna get that Fatal 4-Way at one point or another. And as long as they put on the match that needs to be put on, as long as they tell the story that they need to tell, I wouldn't be upset at all. You have three really great wrestlers. Sheamus, like I said, Sheamus is underrated. I haven't seen anything out of him so far in terms of an awesome, unbelievable match. But this is his opportunity to prove himself, and I think a lot of people kind of say, when is Sheamus gonna kind of jump out at you and kind of make that difference? I think now's the time for him to step it up.
Yep. After our whole situation with that, we get Michael Cole, and he tells us there's still to come Lesnar versus Rollins, which we can't wait for. And JBL announces that Sting is going to be on Raw, and he's finally going to say something about the match last night.
I was disappointed in that because I think the first when we first mentioned that, I was assuming it was going to be during Raw, and then to find out that it's on the network following Raw. I thought that was a kind of a letdown there on their end. I thought they should have said, I think maybe it's a screw up on JBL's part. Maybe it's just how it was. Um, I felt really misled. I thought it was going to be part of that main show, but
Did you
good
catch
segment.
that, by the way?
I read about it. I didn't see it, unfortunately.
Okay.
I got tied up as soon as Raw ended, but we'll get into that at later on in the podcast here.
Cool. So let's move on to the next match.
Real quickly before we get into that next match, though, they had a segment during the commercial break on the WWE app. I don't know if you'd seen it or not. And I mentioned this earlier to you. The WWE app, they had the New Day on there, which I thought was pretty.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. I didn't catch it though. What happened?
So I mean, going into WrestleMania and everything like that, New Day's been given the tag team title match at WrestleMania, which personally I feel like I don't think they should have been there, but that's a whole nother tangent, a whole nother rant to talk about. They come on the app and they're saying, hey, you guys had this title opportunity. How do you feel coming out of WrestleMania? It was a great segment. I felt like it was a great promo, and then you hear just Xavier Woods just kind of say, there's times where sometimes you just gotta get down and dirty.
Ooh.
And the way he says it, it's kind of like, and I've said it from the start that in order for the New Day to click, they have to be a heel. There's no way you can bring out the New Day as this happy-go-lucky, let's be positive, let's cheer everybody up kind of deal. That's only gonna work with the kids. And let's be real, at this point, and you heard it last night, the kids can't really have much of a voice in a Raw where you have thousands of fans and adults that are screaming, New Day sucks. Every time you try to clap on your boys and kind of, bounce on that man and get your team hype, you have the crowd kind of bring you down. This isn't the first time we heard it. We heard it very loud during WrestleMania pre-show, during the Fatal 4-Way tag match. We heard the crowd just they don't care about the New Day right now. I think that with a heel turn, you kind of make the New Day more relevant moving forward. And I feel like it's great for them. I think they need it. But again, it was a nice promo. I see a heel turn coming soon in the future. The question would be when and how. And I wouldn't be surprised going into the next match if it has to do with the guys that got the call up this week. The Lucha Dragons. We had Lucha Dragons teaming up with the New Day, going up against Kid and Cesaro, along with the Ascension in the next match. Again, great to see the Lucha Dragons get the call up ahead of time.
We've been waiting for that.
We've all been waiting for that, and I can tell you this: the crowd was very into it last night. I think, and I said it during Post-Mania Raw or Post-Mania our podcast. In order for these guys in NXT to get the call up, you have to get it at the right time. You have to get it with the right crowd, and I think the Lucha Dragons, they struck gold last night when they debuted.
If anyone is a NXT fan at all, and they've been following that, they should know that the Ascension and the Lucha Dragons have awesome chemistry.
They do. I think their match at NXT Rival was one of the better matches where the Lucha Dragons finally knocked off Ascension and took away that tag titles. They had a great match there. I think it was great to see that coming out of NXT, and then we got to see a little bit of that more last night when we saw that Kid and Cesaro teamed up with the Ascension to take on the New Day and Lucha Dragons. It was great to, you get the NXT chant from the crowd going on, so you can tell that the crowd was hot and the crowd was ready for the Lucha Dragons. It was great to see.
Yeah, man, Kalisto, I think he had the biggest pop of the night, I think, throughout the whole show.
Dude, that double tilt-a-whirl he pulled off on Cesaro was amazing.
Have you even seen that before? A double tilt-a-whirl?
I think we saw it a couple times. I want to say I saw it in the match where they had an NXT against Blake and Murphy. When they gave up the tag titles, I think that was the one time we saw that.
Did you see how fast Kalisto was going around Cesaro? It was like some sort of squirrel was going around his back or something. The man couldn't contain him.
Cesaro had that look like, what the hell is going on right now? And I think the whole crowd, that's the best part, was the crowd was eating this up. The crowd was looking at this, and it was amazement because the stuff that Kalisto was doing was unbelievable. That finisher that he hit on Cesaro at the end of it, oh dear God, what a finisher. I think that was probably the move of the night last night, which was unbelievable to see. And I think this was, like I said, it has to be at the right time and the right place. The crowd last night knows what NXT is all about. The crowd knew everything that was going on. It was an NXT takeover last night. Let's get more into that a little bit. But this crowd was ready for all the NXTers to come up last night, and I think they hit it out of the park with Kalisto and the Lucha Dragons.
Yep, I'm ready for a Cesaro and Kid versus Lucha Dragons feud.
Oh, that has so much potential behind it. It's gonna be amazing.
Funny to say though, all these guys were in NXT, so
They were.
that just goes to show you.
It's NXT is the future, guys, and as we said Sunday, the future's now. So it's great to see these guys kind of making their step and taking over Raw, which is great to see. That being said, we're gonna move on to Stardust versus Mizdow. I'll be real honest with you guys. I feel like this was a filler. Not much to it. It was the Stardust coming off of the IC title ladder match. You have Mizdow coming off of breaking up with Miz. I will say I was very disappointed to see Mizdow still going with the same music and same gimmick as the Miz. I was hoping to see something new from him last night. I don't know if you felt the same way.
I'm ready for Sandow to break out on his own. Stardust, he's got this whole schizophrenic. He doesn't know if he's Stardust. He doesn't know if he's Cody. I need him to be Cody again. I need him to be I need him to put the mask back on, start putting paper bags over people's faces, and getting out there and getting dirty.
I don't think we'd be seeing that old Stardust or old Cody Rhodes anytime soon.
God, I miss that guy. Also, Byron Saxton was out there by himself. Do you know why?
Dear God. Oh dear God. Did we miss that part? Oh my God, we did.
Brock Lesnar is supposed to come out and battle Seth Rollins.
I think this was the highlight of the night. I can't believe we skipped over this. We get Seth Rollins arriving at the arena, and as soon as that happens, Heyman tells Brock it's time to go. We get Heyman and Brock in the ring, and out comes Seth Rollins. And I'll be real honest with you, I was expecting Rollins to come out in a suit and tie, talking about how he's not ready for this.
But apparently this man flies in his gear.
Apparently he lands and he's all ready to go in his whole Iron Man type of looking suit kind of deal, which I still can't get enough of. I think it's pretty badass on that end. And he comes down and oh my God, the trash talking he was doing to Brock Lesnar the entire time.
I love the confidence. I love it.
I swear to God, going into it, I was like, oh my God, Seth Rollins is getting murdered. I thought they would have to carry him out in a body bag. And what he did was a lot worse for everybody that was around, not named Seth Rollins. At the beginning of the show, you see Heyman talk about Brock being a non-PG ass kicker and a PG arrow, and how he's going to destroy Seth Rollins and destroy everything in sight. And he did that. He demolished anything and everything in sight. We saw Michael Cole take an F5.
Good grief. Poor Michael Cole. He looked like a car dummy the way he took that thing. His arms and legs were flopping and flailing everywhere. A
lot of people fell in love with the little scream he gave right when he flopped down and kind of got that little push the little bump he took. Apparently, according to what Byron Saxton and the King were saying, he's suffering from a broken cervical bone or something like that.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. Which is gonna be interesting to see how that all plays out. Brock Lesnar he's murdering the camera guy. He murdered Cole. He just
Booker T was laid out.
Oh my God, the table incident with Booker T and JBL I thought was pretty funny.
Poor JBL got buried underneath there. The guy behind him, he's sitting there. He's like, JBL, are you all right, JBL?
I thought it was classic. I thought that's exactly what you needed to see from the Beast.
I don't know how he sold that. I would have been laughing my ass off while that guy was yelling at me.
I think it was one of those things where he's lucky the camera wasn't on him when the guy was yelling that, because or else he would be laughing at that point. And then we get Stephanie McMahon coming out, and she suspends Brock Lesnar for however indefinitely.
Indefinitely, she suspended Brock Lesnar. Indefinitely suspended him because she couldn't take it. He had F5'd everybody and their mother.
The only one left was his mother. I think that it was. Let's be honest. I think 90% of the people going into Raw felt, okay, how is Brock Lesnar going to disappear for a set amount of time? I felt that if he wasn't going to win that title back, he would have gone away. And I think the suspension kind of says, hey, Brock is taking some time off, which is fine. It's all in his contract. It's how they work things out, which is fine to see. And again, Brock Lesnar's a prize fighter. It's not good to see him as consistently as we have within this past month. I'm excited to see when he's gonna come back, how he's gonna come back, what he's gonna do when he comes back. I can guarantee you, Seth Rollins is probably gonna be his target, but it's gonna be good to see.
Yep, and that's one good thing is we definitely know he's going to come back because Stephanie reminded us that Lesnar just got signed to a new deal, and she told Renee that she owns that son of a bitch.
I thought that was a pretty good line at the end there with Stephanie and Renee Young kind of doing that. That being said, and you mentioned it before, the only one we had out there calling a match was Byron Saxton for a while.
Super awkward.
Not to mention, I think, in the next match we're going to bring up in a second, he's not very good working by himself. We can kind of notice he needs JBL, or he needs JBL and Michael Cole and the King there in order for him to kind of do anything with broadcasting.
He needed Renee Young to put her cape on and come out there and save him.
See, I'm giving you guys a rant real quick. We just saw Renee Young in that little segment as soon as Stephanie walks off and Brock's done with his destruction, and Renee gives that interview with Stephanie. Why don't they get her out into the ring at that time?
She's already hosting the pre-shows.
She's doing a hell of a job on the pre-shows.
Hell of a job.
There's reasons why people like at ESPN and all these companies want Renee Young. This is Renee who grew up learning about the business, who grew up watching the business, knowing everything that happened and everything that was going into this business. Why would you put her on the sidelines an opportunity where she can shine and become a host? I think it's only a matter of time before Renee Young becomes the first female commentator on Raw and SmackDown. I can't wait for that day to happen because I feel like that's the opportunity. That's the big break that she's been waiting for. I feel like she has a love for this company that, ESPN wants her. ESPN is throwing the big bucks at her. She doesn't want to leave for ESPN because she loves this business that much. Give her the reward she needs. Give her the opportunity that she deserves. Let her host that Raw last night. And I guarantee you, if she hosts that Raw, it's unbelievable the whole night.
Hey, Greedy, on that note, before we get to the Curtis Axel and Adrian Neville match, can we go ahead and put this out there? Hashtag give Renee a chance.
Hashtag give Renee a chance. We always talk about hashtag give divas a chance. Guys, it's time to hashtag give Renee a chance. She deserves it. That being said, we go on to Adrian Neville, the man that gravity forgot. The man that apparently had his name cut down at the beginning of Raw somehow. Who's now only going by Neville.
Yeah, I think Byron Saxton forgot who he was too.
Byron Saxton was quiet the entire match. I don't think he knew what to call, what to say, which was the beginning of the end for Raw. But anyways, I can't get enough of that red arrow he does.
Good grief, that move is gorgeous.
It's probably one of the best moves. I don't know if you noticed, he took a little bit of a nasty little cut to his lip when he landed on Curtis Axel.
Did he really? I didn't see that.
Yeah. So as soon as he's coming down off of the red arrow, he gets Curtis Axel's wrist just straight to the jaw.
Well, at least we know that Axelmania is alive and well. God
damn it. I know you're going to bring this up. Axelmania, for some reason, is still alive and well and just needs to disappear. I'm sorry. How long are you going to keep doing the same gimmick? Change it up. And I say that, but even then there's a lot of people that still have the same gimmick. Change it up a little bit. Give us something new to kind of look at. Just saying.
It was almost like how when Sandow was going from city to city and changing his gimmick from every city he went into, except for Axel is just sticking with a one. He's trying to get this over, but it's.
And he's trying to get it over, and it's not getting over, guys. It's not, for some reason, it's not getting over. It's not working. Change it up.
Yeah, man, he's an awesome wrestler. I mean, he can hold his own in the ring, no problem. We already know that.
There's a reason that he's Mr. Perfect Son.
He's just he needs to switch it up.
He does. I thought. Seeing Adrian Neville debut, I thought it was amazing. It was great to see these NXT guys starting to get the come up and get the call up. So it's great to see them taking over Raw. And like I said, this was a takeover night. And NXT really took over.
Yeah, man, we gotta go back at the end of this and count how many NXT guys were on Raw tonight.
Definitely. Now we're gonna transition now into John Cena's U.S. Championship Invitational. And he issued an open challenge to anybody in the back that wanted that title.
Who do you think was going to come out?
I honestly expected Rusev, or I was expecting an NXT guy to come out.
I was really hoping Sandow would come out.
But we had already seen Sandow, or had we seen? Yeah, we had already seen Sandow earlier in the night.
Yeah, that's true. But
I was honestly, I was either expecting, I could have even expected Ryback to be one of the people to come out.
Yeah, Ryback too. Pretty glad he didn't come out though.
I was out. You have no idea how badly I was dying just to hear Sami Zayn's music last night. Just hoping he would have been the one to challenge Cena for that title. I think the crowd would have exploded, especially given the chance that to have Sami Zayn take that title from him.
Oh yeah, it would have been ole ole everywhere.
All over the place. It would have been great. But instead, we got Dean Ambrose.
Jeans Ambrose.
Yumi likes to call him Jeans Ambrose, as a man crush on Gene Ambrose, just like I have a man crush on Dolph Ziggler.
Shout out to Yumi.
Don't deny it. You know it. I thought I was surprised at that. How Yumi blew my ear out when we were talking because he came out. He just started yelling. I was surprised to see Ambrose only because of that bump he took in the title match the night before at WrestleMania.
Oh man, he definitely hadn't been beat up. I'm surprised he even walked out there.
Oh, he not only did he walk out there, he put on the biggest show of I think probably his such a great match in a while. Other than that, the IC title match, it was amazing to see him go out there against Cena. For a while, I thought he would have taken it from Cena. And I thought they would have established a pretty good rivalry between the two of them, kind of going back and forth and seeing who would prevail as the champion and escalate that title lot. Disappointed to see Ambrose lose, but again, I thought it was a great match. I think that it was probably, like I said, a really, really great match to see.
I was loving when Cena went for that second AA and Ambrose slid out and he reversed it and put the STF on him. That was great.
Oh, yeah. Watching him use Cena's own move on him was great. And you even saw him kind of find a way to stop Cena from trying to reach the ropes and holding him back from getting the ropes. I think it was great. I think Cena might have even learned something from him there. Great overall match. I thought that was probably a 5-star match, which is rare to say of Cena matches, but this was pretty good. And then, seeing them shake the hand at the end of it was pretty cool. Ambrose was a little upset with himself about the match, but I thought it was a pretty good gesture.
Before we go into the next one, I just wanted to say I was highly disappointed we didn't see that slingshot stunner Cena had whipped out the night before.
I'm telling you, that move that we had seen from Cena, it's one of those one time. When's the last time you saw him do the Hurricanrana? He did that one time versus CM Punk years ago. I don't think I've seen it. I think maybe one time since then. He's one of those guys that he has his 5 moves of doom. He does his usual plan. It's not going to change very hard. WrestleMania was probably the only reason we saw it.
True.
That brings us to the Divas 6-woman tag match, which I'm glad to see. Rarely do we get to see the Divas go 2 segments on Raw, and we saw that last night. Granted, it was about 20 minute match. But you don't see that on a Raw very often. You see a 2-minute, 1-minute match out of the Divas. I think it was great that you're using the main 6 women that can actually put on the show at this point, which is great to see. And I think that this is definitely an upside. Did you check out AJ's shirt?
No.
She was wearing the I'm a Hugger shirt from Bayley, which I thought was pretty badass.
Was she really?
She was. It was so awesome. She had that going, and I think as soon as she comes out, Bayley is like tweeting online and just going crazy about her wearing it. But I think I was surprised that we didn't see any of the NXT Divas come up.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed we didn't see Charlotte or even Emma come back. I'm surprised Emma hasn't found something out. I mean, I guess she's gonna be down there for a little longer.
Let me tell you this: have you noticed on NXT lately if she's ever gotten some promo time? She's kind of getting a little dark side to her.
Yeah, I like the heat she's getting.
I think it might be time to see an Emma heel turn. Kind of give her something fresh. Kind of see what she can do with that. Because clearly, this whole dancing I'm a goofball gimmick is not working.
I thought it was cute.
It's cute. This isn't the time for cute at Raw right now. So we gotta wait and see what happens there. Like I said, I see her changing up into a big time heel at NXT, and I can't wait to see what happens there.
Hey, you remember the promo that Naomi had cut last week about hoping Nikki would win, so that way she could be the one that like stops the Bellas?
No, I did not see that.
No, I think it was on Raw or maybe SmackDown. But I don't know if you noticed, but Naomi was definitely stepping up tonight.
I definitely did not notice that. I did see Naomi step up. I thought that was a great thing to see out of her tonight. Kind of funny. You saw the move. I don't know if you remember the move she pulled on on Natty where she has her in the corner. She just stuffs her face into her ass.
Yeah, that's great. I want to be Natty.
Uh, a lot of people were saying, "Hey, you know what? That's an homage to Rikishi right there. Is that her father-in-law?"
Yeah, her new ring gear. She has a little Uso flag.
She has the Uso flag on herself now. She's kind of pulling out her own type of stink face out there. Again, I still wish I was Natty in that situation. Goddamn. Mm-hmm. I think it was great. I don't think anybody would have seen Naomi pick up the win. With her rear view move that she has going on.
That thing was fierce though. Nikki, somebody give Nikki a something. Good grief, that woman can sell. All right, I don't know who she's working with, but she's selling her ass off. Okay,
I think, and it's something that we discussed.
Employee of the month, something.
It's something we discussed before, right? The champion has to be the one to kind of take over and elevate the entire thing. And even if it's just in selling, I think she's elevated herself in that sense, which is what you need to see out of the title holder. It's something that helps your Divas division out. It's great to see.
She must be working with Ziggler.
She's kind of private lessons with Ziggler in the background. Just don't tell John Cena about that.
Shh.
Something else I wanted to bring up. I completely forgot. We're gonna go on. Following that match, we had Goldust versus Rusev. This is where Raw started to kind of take a turn.
That second hour for us.
No, this is the last 35 minutes. They had given us solid matches going up into about 10:30 last night. 10:20 to 10:30.
Hey, what do you think about Goldie? Do you think this is his final run? Do you think like after next WrestleMania we may not see him anymore and he's just going to start training again?
I think so. I think it's one of those things where, you know what, Goldust has done a lot. It's been, I don't even remember how long he's been in the business now. I think it's his time. I was really hoping they would have pushed Cody versus Goldust a lot more, which was sad to see, and sad to see the reaction coming out of Fastlane with the dead crowd. But I would have liked to see Goldust versus Stardust one last time. Kind of just give him. I think that's really where he hangs it up for the last time. But yeah, this time next year, I don't see Goldust coming out of next WrestleMania and doing anything.
True.
And again, I felt like this match was here. All right, this is clearly Rusev pissed off. This is Rusev's chance to get some revenge, get some, be angry and
it's blowing some steam.
It was a squash match. Goldust gave maybe like 5 seconds of offense, 10 seconds of offense. And then Rusev kind of took over. And it might have been more than that. I might be exaggerating in terms of how much offense Goldust got in there. But we all knew going into this match, this was just going to be Rusev kind of just letting frustration out. Disappointed that we didn't see Lana again last night. But I will tell you this. Coming out of the conference call that Vince had about the network and subscriptions, there's word that Vince has some big plans for Lana.
Well, Lana took a nasty bump yesterday.
She did.
So I was really hoping we would see her. I mean, even with in a wheelchair or something. I mean, damn it, something better than just Rusev.
Get her in like a crutches or get her in a wheelchair would have been great.
I'll push the chair, damn it.
But I mean, coming out of this conference call, Vince is talking about Lana, so I'm curious to see what that means. Wait and see what happens, but Vince has always been pretty high on Lana, which we can all love and.
I think we're all high on Lana.
Oh, let's not get started on that one, boy. And then we have our main event.
Awesome main event.
What, really? All right, please tell me you're sarcastic right now.
Yeah. Come on.
We have fucking Randy Orton, Ryback, and Reigns go up against Big Show, Kane, and Rollins.
The winner of the Memorial Battle Royal, Big Show.
Who's still touting that win. But again, that win gets you nothing, so I don't care what you can tout. You're going to end up being nowhere because they don't have a plan for that fucking tournament yet. What to say? I mean, the biggest thing out of this one is this is where, I mean, it's your last match of the night. You've had the hottest Raw of all time in such a long time. And you fizzle out. You died. The ending was just, it was a flat ending.
Yeah, you could even tell, like, the fans took over the show, and they were doing the wave, like, 10 times.
Here's the worst part is that the cameramen are focusing more on the wave than they're focusing on the match.
I don't know why he did that. You even see, like, Big Show and Kane looking off the aprons like, what the hell is going on?
This is what happens when you put together the best show of the night and you leave your main event to just fizzle and just die. Horrible job by whoever booked this. And Vince, I'm looking at you. If this was your calling, I think this was the worst way you could end this.
I smell Vince's stinky stench all over this one.
You gotta kind of assume that, because I mean, why else? Why else would you end it like that? You know, there's tons of opportunity out there. I feel like hell, if you're giving me that main event, give me Brock Lesnar one last time. Do you have any idea how badly I'm waiting for Brock Lesnar's music to hit and just see him run down the ramp and just start whooping ass on Rollins, and then start whooping ass on Reigns again and take him back to Suplex City?
I was so happy about the main event, like when I saw all the names were going to be in it, but then just the way it went down, I was almost praying for a J&J Security versus El Torito in a handicap match. That's how bad it was.
It's and I think the crowd started chanting it. It's the same old shit. You guys are starting the year off and starting the new season or whatever, or however you want to call it, with the same old shit as before. Give us something fresh. Give us something different. You've given this to us all night long. You've given us better opportunity and better matches all night long, and then you give us the same old shit.
Yeah, I'm tired of these meat hooks and choke slams.
And here's what I didn't like about this as well. This is your most vocal crowd of the year. Let them be vocal. These are the people that spent thousands and thousands of dollars to travel from Europe to make it all the way to WrestleMania, to make it to Raw, and you're muting the ending of it. You're killing the volume on the voice of the people. These are the people that pay the money to come see you live. Don't get me wrong, there's gonna be a day where I throw down like a couple $1,000s to go watch a fucking WrestleMania live, because it's WrestleMania.
We're gonna do that.
But I mean, you have to let your fans be the voice. Yeah, you don't like what they're saying, so fucking what? The reason that the people tune into Raw at the ring is all the craziness that goes on in the matches, and it's the crowd. Everybody wants to know what the crowd is doing, what the crowd is thinking. How is the crowd feeling? And you silenced your crowd.
Yeah, you got to let them get rowdy. I remember back in the day when it was a little less quiet from the crowd. It was more watching than actual participation. People kind of felt nerdy going to wrestling shows, but now when you go to wrestling shows, you see people dressed up as wrestlers.
It's the fucking shit to do.
Nuts.
It's what you fucking do. You go to a wrestling match and you go to a wrestling event and you fucking heckle the shit out of whoever's there. You voice your freaking opinion out there. Let us voice our opinion, damn it.
It's the free world.
Needless to say, the end of the match saw Reigns and Orton and Ryback pull up the win, which is again same old shit. Nothing surprising there. I tell you, I was waiting for Brock to just kind of just walk out and just take everybody to town again. It's what would have saved that match.
Oh, if Brock came out and like suplexed everybody, that would have been awesome.
It would have been amazing. I was definitely looking for it. I was hoping that would have happened. Then you get the ending of Raw. You have Rollins on the stage, blah blah blah, and you get Sting, in the post show on the WWE Network.
For how much, Greedy?
No, I'm not doing this anymore. Fuck that.
I'll tell you.
No, don't you dare fucking plug it right now.
Are you sure?
Just don't you fucking plug that shit.
I'm just saying it's $9.99. That's what I'm talking about. That's my guy.
Oh God, we're fucking horrible. I missed it. I didn't watch it, but I heard what had happened. You saw it. I'm gonna let you talk about it.
Yeah, Sting came out and he did a post-show interview with Renee Young, who should have been out there in the very beginning. But we already talked about that. And she asked him, well, what are your future plans for WWE? Are you going to do anything? And Sting pretty much just says, any opportunity that the WWE throws at him, he will take. So we can't be mad at that.
Can't be mad at that. And of course, you have the crowd chanting for The Undertaker the whole time. Which I really think we're going to see. I think next WrestleMania and this WrestleMania kind of proved The Undertaker still got it. Undertaker's ready for another fight. And I think we're finally going to see Sting versus Undertaker next year.
Oh, BT Dubs. The Undertaker came out looking all types of swole. I'm so happy he came out looking fit. He looked healthy this year. I'm confident in seeing him at a 32 at Dallas. And
it's his hometown. It's where he's living right now. He's in Dallas. I honestly feel next year you get the retirement match, you get the Hall of Fame, you get all that from the Undertaker, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that finally plays out, and if we finally get to see that match. Fantasy booking, you're gonna get it next year. This is my hashtag fantasy book, for next WrestleMania.
Hashtag fantasy book Undertaker versus Sting with the interference of Bray Wyatt and his sister Abigail's the both of them and leaves them in the middle of the ring.
All right, you're going a little too far with that. I don't see Bray Wyatt interfering in that match anymore. Not after the ass kicking the Undertaker gave him on Sunday. Overall, like I said, you have the hottest Raw of the year. You have the hottest Raw in so many years, and to have it fizzle out like it did at the end of the broadcast, I give this Raw after that. Honestly, you killed me with it. I give you 3 stars.
Yep, I'm right there with you. 3 out of 5.
We had a 5-star show up until 10:30, and 10:30 hits, and you have Goldust versus Rusev out of nowhere. You kill it. There's nothing that could have, unless Brock Lesnar came out, there was nothing that could have saved you on that show.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, while Sting was actually ending his promo with Renee Young, he got
Dallas
interrupted by our guy, Bo Dallas.
Shout out to Bo Dallas. Bo Levers over here.
And of course, Bo came out there, and he let Sting know, yeah, he lost, but the only thing he can do is keep his head up and
keep on Bo leaving, boy.
Hey, man, that's all you can do.
That's all you can do is Bo leave. I felt like that was great. I thought, very funny segment with having Bo Dallas out there, which was great. I think the crowd, I'm not sure. Like I said, you watched it. I didn't. I think the crowd would have fallen in love with it. Did they love it?
I mean, not really. He was getting heat, but that's okay with me. And he's got that little baby beard going on. So what does that tell us?
He's supposed to get the heat, and I'm glad he's getting the heat for it. I think Bo Dallas heat is always a good thing. We're gonna keep Bo leaving and Bo Dallas, and hopefully we'll see some good things out of him soon.
Did you have any other notes or anything that you want to talk about?
We have NXT tomorrow.
Oh.
And I'm gonna plug it real quick.
You gotta get the fucking network.
I mean, get the network. Watch some NXT tomorrow, and enjoy yourself a triple threat match. Or sorry, not triple threat. I apologize. A 2 out of 3 falls match, with your boy Hideo Itami, who we saw at WrestleMania, going up against Tyler Breeze.
That's my guy. Prince Pretty himself.
Prince Pretty. Going into, watching NXT, I was never a real big fan of Tyler Breeze. My goodness, I have become a fan recently watching NXT. I can't stand him half the time. I'm gonna take him. I'm excited to see what this match is gonna produce. Guys, seriously, do you need us to keep plugging this? Get yourself the WWE Network if you haven't done so already. It's an amazing deal.
Yeah, man, no commitments.
No commitments. Cancel. Try it out. One thing also, another note on NXT. And I hate to be breaking news, guys. Vince had a conference call on his network stuff today, and one of the biggest things that looking at is a live monthly NXT. Kind of like its own little pay-per-view.
How many takeovers have we had? 2 or 3?
We've had we've had at least 4 takeovers.
So it's about time that they start doing some monthly stuff.
Now here's the question though. Do you ruin it by giving it to us more often? It's the whole concept of Brock Lesnar, right? Brock Lesnar is a prize fighter. If you see him on a weekly basis, it loses that oomph of Brock Lesnar, that big feel to Brock Lesnar. Do you do the same if you give us NXT on a monthly basis?
I mean, they almost give that to us on a weekly basis, Greedy.
And that is true, and the matches on there are always amazing to see, and regardless of whether it's taped or lived or whatever it is, NXT has always delivered. But again, does this change? Does this lower the quality of the other non-special shows?
I think the guys down and ladies down at NXT, I think they definitely know that we appreciate them appreciating us watching them. Like, they put on a hell of a show every single time. The Divas do, all the guys do. I mean, they're even building up their own tag team division down there,
which is pretty solid down there. These guys, when they come up, they're gonna compete very hard with the tag team division on the main roster. I don't know. My concern with this, if this starts happening, is that we kind of get a downside to all the regular NXT shows. And I'm hoping that's not the case, but that's my fear. And hopefully I'm wrong and that's not true.
You know, there was a time where I kind of wanted NXT to be a 2 hour show, but I'm totally happy with it being 1 hour.
I think it's a great 1 hour. I think there's even then. I mean, you have 3 matches, 4 matches. We're getting our money's worth with those 4 matches. We're craving more and more after those 4 matches. The 2 hour shows are amazing. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant on this one, man.
I guess we shall see.
We shall see. Another note on NXT, and this one's kind of sad to hear about. CJ Parker has been released from NXT, which is kind of sad to hear. Apparently, CJ Parker had asked to be released. We got a Twitter update about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, where he said his goodbye to the WWE universe. I want to see him kind of take off from wherever he's going. I kind of hope he kind of makes it big somewhere else, and we can kind of keep seeing him. I feel like he's somebody that also grew on me on NXT. I know you were a fan of him at one point. I don't know if you still are.
Oh yeah, I'm digging those palm strikes.
those are some hell of a palm strikes. I'll tell you that. But yeah, it's kind of it's a little sad to see that. But we'll see. We'll see how that works out for him. It might be the best thing that happens for him.
If CJ Parker ever gets wind of this podcast, just to let him know, good luck with his future endeavors, because we're pulling for him.
Parker, man, we sent you a tweet earlier. We want to keep seeing you, man. Wherever you go, hopefully we'll see some great things out of you.
Hey, man, take all the time you need.
My man, that being said, I think we've come to the end of our show this week.
Woo. It's been a good one.
It's definitely been a good one. Real quick, another plug for the WWE SmackDown on Thursday. You have John Cena, you have Roman Reigns, and you have Randy Orton all appearing, which is gonna be great to see. I'm hoping we get a big show coming out of that SmackDown.
Next person to get RKO'd is gonna be the cameraman. I'm calling it now.
just go Brock Lesnar and just RKO cameraman, man. You gotta make sure you throw him 20 feet into the air though.
We're gonna be in the middle of a match, and all you're gonna see is the camera go up and down real fast.
Again, as long as the camera jumps up 15, 20 feet, we're good.
Can I give WWE some sort of some help with, like, a tip or something? Can we put a GoPro on these people that are wrestling Randy Orton so we can watch them fly up in the air when they get these RKOs? We deserve that.
To see that. We deserve to see that, definitely. It'll be good to see. SmackDown should be interesting. Just a side note to everybody that's listening, guys, we are going to start doing this weekly. I know these past 3 days we've kind of given to you as much as we can. We don't mean to overload you with everything. Trust us, we will get this down to a weekly thing. We will be here every Monday and Tuesday. We'll try to release it Tuesday evening, and definitely get you guys listening. But be ready. We're coming to you every week now. We'll have the special shows if needed. But we'll give you a raw recap every week. Another thing, keep sending us feedback, guys. Keep listening to us. Keep letting us know what you like, what you don't like.
We appreciate all the feedback.
We always appreciate feedback. A lot of new people have started following us today, which is great to see. We have about 5 or 6 new followers today, probably with 3 of them within the last 2 hours, which is great to see, and always great to see that, guys. Keep sharing us. Keep telling your friends about us, guys. Anything you like, anything you don't like, anything you want to see changed, let us know. We said at the beginning, we're here for you guys. You know, this is for the working man.
Yep, for the working man. We're just like you guys.
Swig of water for the working man real quick. But this is all for you guys. We're here for you guys. Let us know what you like. Send us questions. Send us just, hey, we listen to you kind of deal. Just let us know. It's great to see, you guys kind of listening and seeing the views we're getting on the pages. But let us know. Let us know if there's anything you want to see different. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to say there, Kurt?
Hey, Greedy, tell them where they can find us at.
Guys, we are online. We are on Twitter at Rafters Podcast. We are on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Rafters Podcast. I am on Twitter at Greedy1989.
I am on Twitter. I got DMV Soul. And I'm also on Snapchat, CMoney87.
We are on Gmail. If you guys want to email us any of your questions, you want to email us anything, just send us something, guys. We are from the Rafters Podcast at gmail.com. That is all one word. Great show tonight, buddy.
Always.
Always a pleasure.
I'm loving what we're doing right now.
We love what we do. We're doing this for you guys out there. Listen to us. This is our passion right now. Stick with us in our passion. Trust us. We're hoping to get anywhere. We're hoping to make it big someday. Hell, we're hoping to make it on iTunes one day. That's our goal. I mean, that's the beginning, right?
That's our goal in a year. We're trying to hit up iTunes.
Thank you guys so much for, again, your feedback. Give us your feedback. Give us what you like. Give us something, guys. We really want to build and make this more about you guys. And if you guys tell us what you like and what you don't like, we can go from there. And anything you want to add, Kurt?
No, I'm all good.
Well, guys, this is Kevin.
I'm Curtis.
Thank you guys for listening one more time. We'll see you guys next week.
And you can believe that.